A grandmother was in the bathroom applying her makeup under the watchful eye of her granddaughter, as she had done many times before. As she applied her lipstick and started to leave, the little one said to her, "Grandma, you forgot to kiss the toilet paper goodbye." My young grandson called the other day to wish me happy birthday. He asked me how old I was, and I told him 80. My grandson was quiet for a moment, and then he asked, "Did you start at 1?" After putting her grandchildren to bed, a grandmother changed into old slacks and a droopy blouse and proceeded to wash her hair. As she heard the children becoming more and more rambunctious, her patience grew thin. Finally, she threw a towel around her head and stormed into their room, putting them back to bed with stern warnings. As she left the room, she heard the 3-year-old say in a trembling voice, "Who was that?" A grandmother was telling her little granddaughter what her own childhood was like. "We used to skate outside on a pond. I had a swing made from a tire. It hung from a tree in our front yard. We rode our pony. We picked wild raspberries in the woods." The little girl was wide-eyed, taking it all in. At last she said, "Grandma, I sure wish I'd gotten to know you sooner." My grandson was visiting one day when he asked, "Grandma, do you know how you and God are alike?" I mentally polished my halo and said, "No, honey. How are we alike?" "You're both old," he replied. A little girl was diligently pounding away on her grandfather's laptop. She told him that she was writing a story. "What's it about?" he asked. "I don't know," she replied. "I can't read."
Okay, go. This book is called Froggy Plays in the Band, and it's by Jonathan Martin, who is a local author from Sebastopol, and it's about the Apple Blossom Parade. At school one day, Froggy read a sign. It said, "Marching Band Contest, big prize." "Great," said Froggy, "a band contest." He flopped over to see Miss Martin, the music teacher. Flop, flop, flop. "What's the big prize?" asked Froggy. "It's a surprise," she said. "If you and your friends start a marching band and compete against other schools in the Apple Blossom Parade, you can win the prize." "What will I play?" wondered Froggy. Then he remembered his dad's old sax. After school, he flopped up to the attic, flop, 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 and started blowing his dad's horn. Honk, bleep, screech. "Froggy," called his dad. "What?" "Quiet, please. I'm on the phone." "I'm on the phone too," cried Froggy. "The saxophone." Honk. Next day, Froggy got his band together and they practiced in his yard. Max on drums, kaboom. Lee on triangle, ting-a-ling. Emma on recorder, tweedledee. And Hannah, her twin, on cymbals, clash. "I want to join too, said Froggelina. What do you play? Asked Froggy. Nothing, she said, but I can do this. And she twirled a baton high into the air and caught it behind her back. Ta-da! Every day after school, Froggy's ragtag band marched around and around the playground. Honk, kaboom, ting-a-ling, tweedledee, clash. And every day, Miss Martin told them the rules for marching. Don't look left, don't look right, and don't stop for anything. What if you have to go to the bathroom? Asked Froggy. Don't stop for anything, commanded Miss Martin, or everybody behind you will crash into you. 3 weeks left, 2 weeks left, 1. Froggy practiced marching everywhere, even in his sleep. At last, the big day came. The apple trees had burst into blossom, and the parade was ready to begin. Everybody was nervous, especially Froggy. Miss Martin said, now remember, don't look left, don't look right, and don't stop for anything. And the parade began. Being the youngest, Froggy's band marched in front, led by the majorette, the one and only Froggelina. Froggy, called his father. He was jumping up and down on the sidelines, but Froggy didn't look. Froggy, called his mother. She was aiming a camera, but Froggy didn't look. Cameras flashed, clowns threw candy, and still Froggy marched looking straight ahead. Here came the judges' stand. This was the big moment. Froggelina twirled her baton. She tossed it high into the air, and Froggy thought, don't look left, don't look right, and bonk! Her baton hit him on the head and knocked him down. Oops, cried Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. Oof, clang, crash, and the rest of the parade piled on. Froggy, called Miss Martin. What? Came a muffled cry. Are you all right? Froggy crawled out from the bottom of the heap and said, don't stop for anything, and started to wail a wild swamp tune on his saxophone. The rest of his band joined in, and everybody danced in the street. And when the judges' vote came in, Froggy's ragtag band had won a special award. Coolest marching band in the Apple Blossom Parade. What's the big prize? Asked Froggy. This is, said Froggelina, and she gave him a big, juicy kiss. Smack on his cheek. Eek! Then the judges gave Froggy and his band the real prize, a big golden trophy in the shape of a saxophone. Yes, cried Froggy, and Froggy's ragtag band played one last time. Honk, kaboom, tweedledee, clash. The